WWE returned to Saudi Arabia, Jeddah, for its latest Saudi pay-per-view, or PLE, King and Queen of the Ring. If you remember last year, they were supposed to have the first Saudi show, May of last year, was supposed to be this tournament idea. But if you remember, Vince McMahon changed it. This is back when he still had power. He changed it and got rid of the concept. And that was reported from all the sheets that he was the one that made that choice. And it was really, when you think about it, one of his last decisions. You know, that's really one of his final decisions that he made before, being outed. But we're not here to talk about that. Let's talk about the pay-per-view. So, the tag team title match, the women's tag title match, was put on the pre-show. And I didn't tune into the show until around 12:35 when they were already in the ring. So, like right before the bell rang, I tuned in. Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair against Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. Cargill and Belair retained. This was like a showcase match for those two. A TV match and a decent win. Jade Cargill getting a bit more comfortable in the ring. And there isn't much to say. It didn't like knock my socks off or anything like that. It was just a fine TV match. And that's pretty much what it was. And I do like the new kind of double team moves that Bianca and Jade Cargill have put together. I like it. So they opened the show with Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch for the women's world title. This was an okay matchup. I don't think it was as good as the Becky Lynch Rhea Ripley match, but this is sort of like what they're doing because of Rhea Ripley's injury. If Rhea wasn't injured, this would probably be Rhea versus Liv right here on this show. Possibly. But Becky won the Battle Royal on Raw a few weeks ago. And we have this match. Liv Morgan wound up winning the match because what happened was Dominic came out and they were trying to tell us that he was out there to help Becky, but he accidentally helped Liv. But if you've been watching the television, they have been teasing that Liv and Dominic have a thing going on. Obviously, this is all being done to build up to Rhea's return. So, who I think Rhea Ripley, when she comes back, will be a massive, massive baby face. I mean, a huge baby face. So, Dominic throws the chair into the ring after slightly distracting Becky. And what ends up happening is Liv Morgan hits a DDT onto the chair and then hit her finisher for the win. So she is now the new women's champion. Look, we knew she was going to get this title after Rhea got hurt until Rhea comes back to beat her for it. But I didn't know it was going to be this soon. The feud will continue. I just did not know that this was going to be, she was going to get the title this soon. But, you might as well, I guess. I don't know. Not a big deal, but it is what it is. Sami Zayn getting the biggest pop of the night versus Bronson Reed versus Chad Gable for the Intercontinental title. I didn't know that Saudi Arabia was part of the Intercontinents, but I guess none of that even mattered. But yeah, Zayn was a superstar here. This was almost like his second home. Like if Montreal is his hometown where everybody loves him, this is like his second hometown. Really good stuff here. Bronson Reed hung in there. We saw a lot of triple team moves like the triple German, things of that nature. They did the finish was that they're setting up a story where Otis is being told by Chad Gable like to help him win and kind of doing heelish things, and Otis is conflicted. So he holds up Sami Zayn. Otis goes for a shot, but he ends up hitting Chad. So it's pretty easy to figure out that Otis is probably not turning with Chad, and we're going to get Chad and Otis as like a mini feud until Chad eventually gets a shot against Sami again. Because Chad, even though he's a heel, he still has not become that monster heel that we all thought he would be, that, like killer. So that's kind of how I feel about that. And then what ended up happening is when that happened, Sami Zayn got in the ring, hit the haluva kick on Bronson for the 1-2-3. Nia Jax and Lyra Valkyria. Lyra Valkyria has so much potential, man. She's going to be around for a long time. This match, I think, was a tiny, tiny bit too short. I feel like they could have gone a little bit more. Nia Jax wound up winning with the Well, it's, I mean, you can call it, they call it the Annihilator. I still call it the Bonsai Drop. She gets the 1, 2, 3. So, yes, a member of the Samoan Dynasty did get a win here on this show. No Solo, no Tamatonga on this show, Tangaloa. But I do wonder if she's going to join the Bloodline. Now, I had a feeling Nia Jax was going to win, so she is the Queen of the Ring for 2024. And she gets a shot at Bayley. And the reason why I thought she was going to win is because she already attacked Bayley a few weeks ago. They already started this angle. So Nia Jax and Bayley at SummerSlam is the plan. And there you go. Nia Jax and Bayley, if Bayley's still champion, which I assume she will be by SummerSlam. And then they had a little promo where Becky Lynch wants to get Dominic, so it'll be on Monday. Gunther and Randy Orton for the King of the Ring men's, the King of the Ring. This match to me was a pick'em. Anybody could have won this match. It was the one match on the show that I wasn't sure who was going to win because Gunther and Randy have both been very protected. Gunther has only lost to Sami Zayn on WrestleMania. And Randy, I don't think, has had a pinfall loss since coming back in Survivor Series. So they were both protected. And I like this match. I really did enjoy it. Don't think it was quite on the level of Gunther and Sami Zayn as far as storytelling went. But it was your typical Gunther-like stiff match. Randy hung in there with him. I felt like the finish, when I first saw it, for a moment, it was almost like, wait, was that a mistake? Was that supposed to go down like that? You know, I wasn't sure. But what happens is Randy hits the RKO, right? And he had one before. And what happened was Gunther kicks out. And then Randy's selling his leg because it was hurt earlier in the match. And then Gunther does the crucifix roll up for the pin. So in a weird way, this may have made the RKO seem a bit weaker than it normally is. You would think that they wouldn't do that with Randy's finisher. But Gunther, they're really protecting him. They're really this is the guy. He's a future world champion no matter what. Whether or not he wins at SummerSlam, that remains to be seen. But he is a future world champion. And speaking of world champion, Triple H in the back announced that they're going to do Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight title at Clash of the Castle next month. And Drew's going to win the title. I mean, it's unquestionable. This has been the plan for a while. And that's what they're going to do, is Drew will win the championship at Clash of the Castle. And then the Punk feud will probably kick off when Punk gets back. I have a feeling they're going to drag that one out till WrestleMania. So either Drew loses to Gunther in a heel versus heel match, or something will happen where Punk will screw Drew. But I think Drew's going to win in Scotland. He's going to get the big babyface win in Scotland. It just feels like that's the plan. So then we have our main event, Cody Rhodes, Logan Paul for the undisputed WWE title. This was the best match of the night, and I would say it's among the top 3 matches Logan Paul has had in WWE. I don't know about it being number 1. Maybe for storytelling it was. I still love the Ricochet match from SummerSlam last year. The dude, I've said it before, man, you can think whatever you want about Logan Paul and his checkered past and his behavior here on YouTube, but he was built to be in WWE. I mean, he's picked up the game really well. He's getting better and better, and his character work is stellar. So this guy was, born to be a performer in WWE. Great match here with Cody. I'm not going to say that it's as good as the AJ match last month, but it was very, very good. And it did a great job of sort of hiding Logan's weaknesses while accentuating his positives. His big high-flying offense, was great. There was some interesting stuff that happened in the match, so that I thought was really interesting. There was a moment outside when they were brawling and Cody and Logan were trading using the energy drink that Logan Paul has. And then what ends up happening is And I should have mentioned this, but they had this Arabic comedian. He did the ring announcing. But I actually thought he was going to do it in Arabic, but no, it was in English. And he ends up actually being part of the match. So what happens is the couple of spots here where they were teasing a count out, and at one point Cody does the Cody cutter on the English announce table, but it doesn't break, so Cody took the brunt of it. And then they keep fighting, and then eventually Logan Paul tries to hit or puts Cody on the Arabic announce table, hits a giant frog splash from the top rope outside to Cody, destroy the table. Prior to him actually jumping, though, the camera circled around him. And this was great camera work. Lee Fitting and his team, there's things that Kevin Dunn may have done a bit better. Like there was a spot here where Logan's on the floor. It was after the Cody cutter, and his eyes are wide open. And with Kevin Dunn, you want to cut away from that, because when someone gets hit with a big move, usually their eyes are closed because they're still recovering. But Logan's eyes were wide open. The camera was there for too long. I don't think it was a horrible thing. It's just little things that Lee Fitting would have to learn how to get around. So what ends up happening is Logan Paul does the frog splash through the table, hits another one in the ring, gets a 2 count. And then what ends up happening is the ref goes down. The ref takes a bump or whatever. And Cody, earlier in the match, he teased it, but he actually hit the vertebraker. I was shocked. I have not seen the vertebraker. I don't think the vertebraker has been used since 2001. Since Gregory Helms, a.k.a. Shane Helms, and Kidman had that match on SmackDown. That move was banned because of how dangerous it is. But Cody hit it. Logan was not hurt. And then Cody's trying to get the referee up, but then Logan comes up and low blows him, pulls out the brass knuckles that were a big part of the story, tries to hit Cody, but then the comedian Ibrahim Al-Hajjaj grabbed his foot, and then Cody actually, because of that, Cody blocked the glove, the knucks, and then he hits 3 crossroads for the win. Another pinfall win for Cody. The title reign continues, and Logan, I guess, will take a break for a while until it's time for him to come back, I presume. But the next pay-per-view, Clash in the Castle in Scotland. I don't know if Cody's booked on that show, but we know the main event's going to be Drew and Priest. That we know. So maybe Cody won't be booked on that show because there was no world title match on this show. Or maybe they will just book them both. I mean, it's hard to say. But that's going to be a big show next month. And then SummerSlam is the month after that. So there you go. So, a very simple show. It was fine. Nothing too over the top. Nothing too crazy. It was a fine show. It was an okay show. Go out of your way to see the Cody match. I thought it was, the best match of the night. And go out of your way to see Randy Orton and Gunther. Those 2 matches stole the show. And yeah, I liked it. I will be back tomorrow for AEW Double or Nothing, a show that should also be good because AEW's pay-per-views usually are. But those are my thoughts, y'all. What did you think? Let me know down below. See you tomorrow.